Hello everyone and welcome back to the least watched show of the series. It's Superstars, baby. We are back. We are back. That is all. Waiting for the intro. There it is.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from San Diego, California, weighing 175 pounds, Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio kicking things off here tonight in one man's fall could be another man's rise. Last week here on Superstars we saw Scott Steiner deny Ric Flair a spot on the SmackDown roster. Here tonight, Steiner looks to pick up another victory against Rey Mysterio. Can he do it? Can he beat Rey Mysterio, a man who is actually ranked higher than him? And continue to rise up those ranks.
And approaching the ring from Detroit, Michigan, weighing 276 pounds, Steiner. Both superstars look ready. I'm excited for this one.
Scott Steiner looking very confident in himself, as he always does. And I mean, naturally, you know, after denying Ric Flair a spot on the SmackDown roster, after picking up a victory over a man that was hungry for his opportunity to join the SmackDown roster, this man would be feeling pretty good right now, I'd imagine. The question is, can he continue to roll with that momentum and pick up another important win here tonight? Rey has not been doing too good this season, and obviously there were kind of some, I don't want to say cracks in the foundation of the team between Sin Cara and Rey, but I don't know the way to put it. This could be dire for Rey. So here we go, Rey Mysterio and Scott Steiner. You know, on paper you look at this matchup, you say to yourself, Rey doesn't stand a chance. And he may not. The end. No, he may not stand a chance, honestly. This may end up being a very tough match for Rey. I'll be the first to admit that. Best of luck to him in this match. Scott Steiner is, well, he's pretty brutal in the ring, to be honest. It's a surprise to me that he's been so low down on the SmackDown rankings, but obviously the victory over Ric Flair, that propels him up quite a bit as opposed to your normal kind of 1 to 2 spot rises in the ranks that can kind of shoot you up more like a 5, because that's that's him securing his place here in SmackDown. That's him proving that actually he does belong, and that he's maybe just not been getting too lucky lately. We'll see if Rey Mysterio, though, a former Intercontinental Champion, is too much for Scott Steiner. Rey is a former holder of the Intercontinental and United States Championships. I think he's one of very few people, if not the only person to have ever done that. Actually, I think he might be the only guy to have ever done that. That's an interesting thought I hadn't really processed until just now. God, let me quickly go through the Intercontinental Champions. It's going to be easier than go through the US Champions. I think Rey's the only one to have ever done that, because the first champion is The Miz. He's never held the US title. In this universe, before anyone tries to correct me, because that has happened before. So I always have to mention that, I mean, in this universe. And then Miz lost it to, I think, Booker T. Oh my god, I don't actually remember the Intercontinental title reigns anymore. I think Miz lost it to Rey.
The kick connects.
Let me go through this real quick, because I'm actually struggling to remember for some reason. I'm normally pretty decent at remembering this kind of stuff, but for some reason I don't remember who Miz even lost it to in the first place. I think it was Rey. Yeah, it was Rey. Rey's held the US title. Booker has never held the US title. John Morrison never held the US title. The Rock hasn't held the US title. John Cena hasn't held the US title. Justin Gabriel has. To be fair, Justin Gabriel has. And, see, Brett hasn't, and Christian hasn't. So, okay, him and Gabriel are the only two who have ever held the US and Intercontinental Championships. But Rey is also a former Cruiserweight Champion. He's a very impressive guy, to be honest. His history's been pretty good so far. And I will never forget that one match he had, a great standout performance against The Undertaker, back when Undertaker was World Heavyweight Champion. Prior to, I think it was Capital Punishment they had their face-off. about this time last year. Well, okay, things may not be working out for Rey Mysterio too much lately, but I think this guy's still got a lot in him. I think you're in for a pleasant surprise if you're Scott Steiner and you think you're going to be able to take this guy down nice and easy, purely based off of size. Well, anyway, I normally talk about what you can expect in the coming week. With these guys being on SmackDown, I'll tell you that almost a week from today, you can look forward to, we've been told that kicking off Friday Night SmackDown next week, Damian Sandow, the World Heavyweight Champion, will be in action. He's been put up against a tough opponent, as the World Heavyweight Champion has been placed into a match with the Great Khali to get him more ready for his huge SummerSlam spotlight. He's got to go through a giant to prove that he is worthy of being World Heavyweight Champion heading into SummerSlam. We've been told if Sandow suffers any losses on the way to SummerSlam, and they're against, you know, someone who's not the contender, he may very well be made to defend that title. SmackDown wants the best of the best representing their brand and the World Heavyweight Championship going into the second biggest event of the year. The Money in the Bank winner Chris Jericho will be facing off against Six. Ultimate Warrior will be facing off against Christian's buddy Edge after he beat Christian this past Friday on SmackDown. So we'll be seeing if Ultimate Warrior can continue to build momentum there, as it looks like we're about to get a Steiner screwdriver. Yep, there it is. That has got to be the end for Rey Mysterio, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I would say that is a 3 count waiting to happen right there. That Steiner screwdriver. Oh, never mind. Wow. Mark Henry has agreed to move on from JBL and defend his European Championship in an open challenge. So once again, Mark Henry will be defending the European title. And in our main event next week, Bret Hart and Randy Orton will be facing off one-on-one. What an absolute dream. We've been told this is going to be a contenders match. It will be decided between two of the most deserving men. One of those two will face off for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. Roll up attempt here by Ray. This could be enough. No. That was very close, though. It was very, very close. Side suplex brings down Rey Mysterio. Scott Steiner looks like he's got him right where he wants him. Is it enough? Yes. That vicious impact into the mat was enough to put Rey Mysterio away and give Scott Steiner yet another bit of momentum. And this is what I mean. One win can lead to another, and that can start piling on. And eventually you could be having a flex off with Triple H to open Raw every week for an hour on SmackDown. Anyway, Scott Steiner is victorious as we move to our next match. AJ Lee and Aksana, two women that initially had no wins, faced up against each other last time. Aksana beat AJ Lee. AJ Lee then got a surprise victory over Brie Bella. We're here tonight that one of them looks to capture their second win as they once again face off.
The following Divas contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, AJ Lee.
Well, once a very hopeful contender for the Divas Championship, she had her confidence knocked a little bit when she suffered that loss to Lita at WrestleMania. Lita is no longer the Divas Champion. Lita is actually out of contention for the Divas Championship. Now Summer Rae rules the Divas division on Monday nights. But as she looks to try and become contender once again, can AJ Lee defeat the woman that got such a humongous upset win over her in Aksana? That's what we find out right now.
And approaching the ring from Alita's Lithuania, Aksana. She's Lithuanian and coming this way.
What? Lola, you killed me. What the fuck, man? Well, Aksana coming to the ring, and honestly, I think my commentary says it all. There's not a lot to say about Aksana. She has not had the best start so far, but I wouldn't say it's been the worst either. A victory over AJ Lee is not bad. Will there be more for Aksana? Will she get her second ever victory here tonight? Or can AJ Lee prove that that was just a one-off and AJ is now back on the rise? Either way, this should be a good match. Maybe? Maybe?
Michael, don't forget the best part. We've got divas. Big kick echoing around the arena. It's an amazing atmosphere in this arena tonight. No, AJ counters. Nobody home for that one. Has the headlock.
Sorry, I was a little bit distracted. Anyway, so normally what I do here is I give you guys matches, obviously within NXT. NXT not having Divas or a brand that's represented on Superstars, I use the Divas match to be when I talk about NXT. So this upcoming week on NXT, here's what you can look forward to. In singles competition, we have two members of the tag team division facing off one-on-one. The new NXT tag team champion Darren Young in singles competition against Big John Studd. We've also got Big E Langston set to face off against Ted DiBiase. And in the main event, a very interesting #1 contenders match for the NXT Championship. Two top contenders look to find out who will be next in line for Andre the Giant, as Justin Gabriel goes one-on-one with Fandango. So even though Justin Gabriel lost the tag titles, he might be able to find something a little better for him in the future. Do I think Justin Gabriel could take down Andre the Giant? God, no. But you never know. You never know. This should be an interesting main event, though, in the coming week on NXT. So far, pretty stiff competition between these two. A big DDT from Aksana takes down AJ Lee.
Whoa, look at Aksana go here. Just unloading offense.
I still can't get over how much of a graphical improvement there was from 14 to 15. Every time I see like a little bit to do with 15, like what's coming next, 15 looks pretty rough by today's standards still. Like some of the facial expressions in that game are very strange. Very, everyone's like really wrinkly. In 15 is probably the best way to put it. But you know what? It's such a huge improvement over how like this game and the ones before this looked. Like I really can't wait for that. And we're getting closer and closer, you know. I kind of see SummerSlam as like the halfway point. It's not really, it's the month after SummerSlam that's a halfway point, because, you know, March to September. Well, actually no, more October is the halfway point, because you start at WrestleMania, well, the day after WrestleMania you start the next season. So it's more like a Hell in a Cell is the halfway point-ish. But it feels to me like SummerSlam is kind of like, you know, you're getting there now. SummerSlam kind of feels like you're getting closer to, I guess because you get the big four. Oh no. What is she doing out here? I mentioned before that the Bellas are allies of Aksana. And now AJ Lee with a shining wizard to the face of Aksana, as one of the Bellas is out here distracting the referee and screwing AJ Lee over. Well, come on. I mean, at least if AJ Lee loses this match. Oh, no, what is this, ref? Come on. Kick to the head of AJ, and she's able to kick out. Things are getting heated with the Divas division here on Superstars. What a spine buster. No, 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 not again. Not again. No, no. That is an undeserved victory, if you ask me. The Shining Wizard should have been the finishing point in this match. I call shenanigans.
Here is your winner, Aksana.
Well, it's plain and simple to me. I think AJ Lee needs to find an ally and take care of this little Bella problem. Take care of this Aksana problem. Because I think this is now starting to develop into a little more than just an innocent one-on-one match. I think we've got a rivalry brewing here. The Bellas obviously bitter that AJ Lee got her first victory this season over Brie last week, and one of them coming out here and getting involved in this match. Despicable. Anyway, we move on to our main event now. I mentioned on SmackDown that Eddie Guerrero had challenged Kofi Kingston for his Intercontinental Championship. And Kofi, being the fighting champion he is, might regret this, but he has accepted. So we will see what happens up next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Cruiserweight Championship. Making his way to the ring from Ghana, West Africa, weighing 221 pounds, Kofi Kingston.
This was an absolutely surreal moment for Kofi Kingston, winning his 4th Cruiserweight Championship. He joined Zack Ryder as the only guys to have ever held that title 4 times, and of course that championship was first introduced in a rivalry between those two for the title. So for Kofi to now be in his 4th reign, this is a huge honor for him. But obviously one thing Kofi's never been pleased with is how short all 4 of his reigns, well, his first 3 reigns, have been. So he'd really like to turn things around for himself. And we'll see if he can do that. Being a fighting champion, accepting this could be a mistake.
From El Paso, Texas, weighing 228 pounds, Guerrero.
You know, I'm going to be the first to say it. Eddie Guerrero laying down this challenge is an interesting choice in my honest opinion. I feel like he should continue to work on his wins over on SmackDown rather than coming down here on Superstars. He doesn't need to be down here. Those of you that don't know, because obviously I haven't updated the rankings, so it'll be everyone. Eddie Guerrero is actually ranked 10 on the SmackDown rankings for the World Heavyweight Championship. He is right by getting a World Heavyweight title opportunity. Perhaps he looks at the current situation, you know, the amount of superstars up there right now that are crowding that opportunity, crowding that main event scene, and he just thinks, well, maybe I'm better off going for this championship right now, then resolve it, and then I'll pick my spots in the future. Either way, this could be leading up to Eddie Guerrero's first ever championship victory. The last time we saw Eddie Guerrero challenge for a championship was the European title. And that was quite a long time ago. I believe it was Sheamus he faced for that. But he awaits this huge opportunity in front of him, feeling very confident in himself. Of course, hoping that that Kofi Kingston's made a mistake in accepting this challenge. I'd imagine. I don't know if this is a mistake. Truth be told, I'm looking at this situation. I have no idea if this was a smart move or not on Kofi Kingston's part. This could really go either way. Should make for a pretty good match. Two great superstars, perfectly epitomize what the Cruiserweight division's all about. Well, anyway, as we don't actually have a Raw match here tonight. By the way, this was originally scheduled to be a one-on-one match between Kofi Kingston and Cody Rhodes here tonight. But obviously, after the challenge was laid down and Kofi accepted, that was cancelled, and we instead got this matchup. So this was supposed to be a Raw match in our main event here tonight, so I'll be talking about Raw. What you can expect in a couple days' time. Well, following his humongous return, coming to the aid of Batista and saving him from a beatdown from Hulk Hogan, the man that betrayed him, Shawn Michaels returns to the ring this Monday on Raw to face off against Randy Savage. He's looking to get right back where he left off and pick up all the momentum that he can. That man was very fixed on becoming WWE Champion, and right now, SummerSlam, we do not have a WWE Championship match. But I think Shawn Michaels has got bigger fish to fry in the case of the NWO, personally. We've also got Cody Rhodes at the face-off against the former Cruiserweight Champion Heath Slater, one-on-one. We'll see if 3MB continue to kind of have a bit of a downfall. Cody Rhodes is definitely someone who's been picking up a lot of momentum, and he says with SummerSlam around the corner, he wants to face Dolph Ziggler for that United States Championship on a huge stage. Those two have had their back and forths for a while now. Cody says he's not finished with him. He wants another opportunity. We'll see if he can beat Heath Slater, keep that momentum rolling, and maybe get that United States Championship opportunity down the line. Lita is set to face off one-on-one with Caitlyn. Obviously, Caitlyn knocked off the new Divas champion, Summer Rae. She continues to be extremely impressive. We'll see if she can beat the former Divas champion, Lita, once again. Caitlyn very much right now in the conversation for being the diva to compete for the Divas Championship first in Summer Rae's brand new reign as champion. I think it may very well be Caitlyn's time to become champion. I'm going to be honest with you. Following the actions from Money in the Bank, We know Stone Cold is red hot. Mick Foley got his revenge against Daniel Bryan on the behalf of Stone Cold. Austin says not enough. He doesn't want anything to do with Mick Foley. He's not interested in tag teams. He wants to kick some ass, and he wants to kick Daniel Bryan's ass. So one-on-one this Monday on Raw. Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and Daniel Bryan set to go one-on-one. And then in our main event this Monday on Raw, they've invoked their rematch clause bright and early from losing the championships, which is not always the smartest move, but Yokozuna and Tensai will face Kevin Nash and Scott Hall for the WWE Tag Team Championships in the main event of Monday Night Raw. That is what you can look forward to this upcoming Monday. And that is everything, barring next week's Superstars, which, for the records, if you're interested in what next week's Superstars will feature, it will be Zack Ryder in one-on-one competition with Sin Cara. We've been told that a match originally scheduled between Layla and Nikki Bella has been changed last minute here to be now AJ Lee and Layla teaming up to face off against the Bella Twins. And then in our main event of Superstars next week, Kofi Kingston is set to face off against Roddy Piper. Kofi going to be doing back-to-back Superstars main events.
He fails to connect.
That main event is subject to change, though. I will say that now.
Thursday night's most electric show, WWE Superstars.
You want to know why? Because I don't know if I can find a Piper render, because he's not actually in the game.
And there's the monkey flip.
And there's the monkey flip.
Kingston connects with the boot.
Looking red hot all over Eddie Guerrero so far in this matchup. I feel like we've seen some impressive competition from both of these two.
It gives everybody a chance to catch their breath.
Favorite Kofi outfits right here. Love this attire. Very nice. Monkey flip once again.
That'll disorient you.
That's the monkey flip. Man, I'm so looking forward to SummerSlam. It feels like it is right around the corner, and yet it's 5 weeks away. I feel like there's so much going on right now. I love the situation with the World Heavyweight and WWE Championships right now. We don't have a contender for either, but there's quite a mix of people saying that they want their shot. I think what you guys should do, this could be kind of fun, for anyone that actually watches Superstars and listens to me talk, I think what we should do is, let me hear it down below. Based on the current events, what do you foresee being the show for SummerSlam? Shout out to that one guy that predicts it all exactly correctly to what I have in mind. I tell you, we are eating good next week. All the action on every show. I gotta be honest, I don't know how much this is gonna be a big match for a lot of people, but for me personally, I'm really looking forward to seeing Justin Gabriel and Fandango in the main event of NXT. I think that one's gonna be quite a surprisingly impressive matchup. Nice move there by Eddie, drags Kofi into the ring and then perfectly executes a crossbody off the middle rope. Kofi fired up. Eddie continues to be in control though. You know, Eddie wants to really stick it to Rey Mysterio. Rey lost his opening matchup against Scott Steiner. It would be huge for Eddie to main event tonight's Superstars and win the Cruiserweight Championship. Those two have had so much tension between them for such a long time. I'm wondering why they're even still allowed to be on the same brand. I'm hoping that we don't see any kind of involvement from Rey Mysterio in this match here tonight. I think Kofi wouldn't want that. I think obviously naturally Eddie wouldn't want that. And I think a lot of people don't want that. We want to see these two settle this in the ring one-on-one. This is an interesting matchup, to be honest. I attempted heel kick, missed completely, but that hasn't slowed Eddie down too much. And now Eddie looking for the Three Amigos. I gotta say, Eddie has been very much in control, but when you're looking at a guy who is ranked 10 on the world title rankings, it's no surprise that he's this impressive in the ring right now. Three Amigos on Kofi Kingston, only a 2. Kofi with a great reversal. Cruiserweight title has been synonymous in this universe with the likes of Kofi Kingston as well as Zack Ryder and Heath Slater. And of course 6. Those are 4 guys I'd say are like the main pillars of the Cruiserweight division. could Eddie Guerrero perhaps shift that foundation? I tell you, I think when this guy finally wins a championship, it is going to be a beautiful reign. I'll tell you that. What an impressive move by Eddie Guerrero. Kofi with a quick kick out, though. And there's the heel kick from Eddie. And, you know, dragging Kofi slowly away from the ropes. So what's he going to do here? Looking perhaps for the lasso from El Paso. But a great reversal from Kofi Kingston keeps him alive in this one. And now Kofi looking for one of my favorite moves in his arsenal, the SOS. Guerrero on Eddie Guerrero. Kofi. Oh, I was about to say Kofi retains, but he didn't. Eddie kicking out of that finishing move. Kofi fighting his heart out. As I said before, this guy really wants to avenge his first 3 reigns as champion. I think the longest Kofi has ever held the Cruiserweight title for about 60 days, with only 1 successful defense in those 60 days. Believe it or not, actually, no one has successfully held the Cruiserweight title past, I think, 2 defenses. I know that sounds a little shocking, but this title has changed hands a lot since its inception. I know isn't the best reputation for title, but thankfully this is one of the tertiary titles. This is a lower ranked title. It's not supposed to be quite as, not to like downplay it or anything, you know, it's a great championship, but it's a division-based championship, and it's admittedly not supposed to have the same kind of level of prestige. It's not quite as abysmal as the World Heavyweight titles reigns, okay? I'll be the first to admit. The World Heavyweight Championship has not had a great history. Big back chop there to Eddie Guerrero, and Kofi in control. Kofi crucifix captures Eddie Guerrero. Is this one over? 2. Drop kick brings down Eddie Guerrero. Kofi Kingston really on fire right now. I don't think we've seen Eddie do anything in a good old while. Eddie going off the ropes though, and he misses. Kofi going to show him how it's done, maybe. And he catches him, yep. Now wrenching back the arm. Kofi is in control of Eddie Guerrero. What's he going to do here? Snapmare. Wrenches back the arms of Eddie Guerrero. Is this going to be a submission ending? No. This match very impressive here tonight between these two. Eddie looking for that power bomb once again. First, oh no, going for a gory bomb. Reference to his nephew, Chavo Guerrero. Never forget Chavo. He had a good run here in this universe, actually, I feel. Some very memorable moments involving Chavo. Ooh, Trouble in Paradise. That came out of nowhere. Kofi Kingston. He's got something to prove. And he does. Kofi, I told you, he came into this. He wanted to rewrite his history and be a better Cruiserweight champion than we had ever witnessed him be before. And he did just that. And 3MB, the former champion, you know, the new member of 3MB, fuck Jinder Mahal, Kofi Kingston, baby. No, this isn't canon. I don't know what the fuck's going on right now. Well, I'll see you guys. Slater's like, this guy beat me for my title, and I'm doing nothing about it. Thank you guys for watching Superstars, and I'll see you this Monday on Raw.